Hello and welcome back to Timberborn. I just had a look and it has been almost a year, about 11 months since the last time we played at Timberborn on my channel, and there have been a lot of changes to it, and I'm not going to go over all the changes because it is a lot. I believe we completely missed Update 1 back in the spring sometime, and Update 2 just came out a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks, and I definitely wanted to get back to it, and now seemed like a good time. So we're going to once again play as the Folktails. I believe I unlocked the Iron Teeth. Yeah, I did, as part of, I think, our last series. But I haven't played them at all, and I haven't played Folktails in long enough, other than a quick test game the other day, to where I am comfortable even then, playing them as is. We did, I think we did 2 series with the Folktails. One on the default map, which we can actually jump in and take a look at, the Plains map. And then I think we did one on Meander or something. I think it was Meander. I think I want to go back to the Plains map, just because it's been a long time since I last played the game, like I said. And just to kind of get refamiliarized with the game and possibly jump in. And then maybe, depending on timing and scheduling and things like that, maybe we can, jump into the Iron Teeth as well after this as a separate series, immediately following or soon after following. So let's go ahead and do next. And then we'll play a normal, I think. I think easy will probably be too easy. And then I don't feel like playing harder than normal. So we'll still play a normal. And we'll just explore the new features in the game, the new things that come with the Folktails, because as I saw, there were a lot of new things that come with the Folktails. And more of an exploration feature type of thing than an actual like challenge mode type of thing. All right, so let's call this settlement Wallywood. Because, well, reasons. They're beavers, and it sounds good. So, I'm trying to remember how exactly I like to lay out my roads, and I think here I do like a road almost all the way, potentially all the way down to, I think all the way down to there. And then I think I liked doing a path this way, over toward there, and I think we ended up going around that eventually too. So, that's kind of the initial pathing. If I remember correctly, and if you recall, I did that 5 tips series at some point about a year ago, and I think most of those tips are still pretty valid. If you would like to take a look at that, it's a quick 5 tips episode, rather. It's a quick episode of 5 things to get started as soon as you get started in the game, and I don't remember what they all were, but necessarily. But I know that one of them is gathering wood. So we need to definitely put down a lumberjack flag, and they're going to put that one of them down over here, and we're going to put one of them down over here someplace to gather these trees and those trees. As part of that, you need to also mark where you want trees to be cut from. So we're just going to mark this whole glut of trees here and this whole glut of trees over here. Some of them won't get cut right away because they're not grown yet. Some of them will get replanted. That's fine too. We'll deal with that when the time comes. We'll also want to get these trees eventually as well. The next tip was getting berries gathering right away, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Or another tip was, I should say. So we'll do that. And then I think one of the final tips was something about the water and water pumps and the small water. These just take logs. I think we can probably go out here. Wait, I think I did it like this. And then I put another one in right there. Yeah, that's what I did. I knew this would snap back to me eventually here. So we'll do like that. And that gets that on the road. And then we'll do a small water tank as well right there. And then I think following that was things like housing and I couldn't tell you what the 5th tip was. Maybe research. But we're going to get those started as soon as they get these things going. So they should start moving. There they go. Toward building these things. We may even want to do another lumberjack flag out here and have 2 of them, maybe on this side, have 2 of them working out in this area, just so we have 3 people gathering trees as quickly as possible. 1 on berries should hopefully be enough. We start with 130 berries in storage, so that should be fine. But we definitely need to get those logs in as soon as possible. The other thing we need to do pretty quickly, with speaking of logs, is put down a log pile. So we'll do that there. These do not require any materials to create. so they'll just build it. And then they're going to use the first sets of logs to get the water going here, and then have the storage for the water. I think the other two were housing and research. So those are the two we'll get going as soon as we get done with this bit. I also like to pretty quickly demolish this barrier here and give this the, give this, let this fill in. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that for demolish as well. Somebody may or may not come over and take care of it. I think demolishing is pretty low on their priority list, so they'll deal with it whenever. But, I mean, these are children, I think? Yeah. So the children won't work on anything anyways. They're just dead weight. So they're going to go take a nap now. Presumably someone will come and work on this. Let's see here. We have... Everybody's working. So we may actually have to pull some of them out. No, I have two of them working in here, so never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Learn how to count. So we'll take care of that pretty quickly here, I think. We could go to speed 4 for the night, I suppose. And it's daytime. Everybody waking up. There we are. And then once we have kind of a decent supply of logs and we have these things built, we'll start putting down some housing pretty much right away. And it'll just be kind of the basic housing to start with. There, now we have a log stockpile. These two people will transport goods to storage, and yeah. So let's go ahead and start working out. There they go. They're starting to deliver now. So let's go ahead and work on just some lodges. I'm going to put one here, one here. These each hold 3 people, so I'm going to do 4 lodges. That'll be 12. We currently have 11, so that'll house everybody and give us 1 spot for 1 berth. If you recall, a beaver will be born only when they have room in their houses. For the Folktails faction, the Iron Teeth have a different algorithm or a different rule. This berry picker will be able to pick all the berries here as well as all the berries here, so that's good. And then eventually we'll build some sort of stairs up here onto the... Actually, there's already stairs there, but we'll build up onto this area and then we'll get those berries as well. And I will probably actually destroy these berries at some point over here. So I like to farm this this part here and then this part back here too. Oh, they did, speaking of, they did take that out. The other thing we need to do is we need to start having them put down some pathing here so that we can dig through the... dig through this forest as they chop the trees, and that'll get us to a place where we can start putting up a dam out here, and then I probably will also try and put a dam up here eventually, but this one down here is more important. And we can mark the trees also for destruction. We can demolish them here, but depending on the age of the tree, this one is 68% done. 37, this one's at 19, we could probably demolish that one. And then this one here is at 84, so some of these are so close that I want to just let them grow, and then some of them are actually done. We've already reached goal 3, so your population has this well-being score. And yeah, we did unlock the Iron Teeth last time, I think. And the score is a sum of how well you've achieved these different needs that they have in the town. So we've only really satisfied hunger, thirst, and sleep right now. And sleep is, I think, just did they sleep? Not that they had shelter, just that they slept recently in the last day. And then thirst is are they getting water, which they are, and hunger is are they getting food, and they are. And we still have a couple more that are sleeping outside, so that's why we don't have the shelter score yet. Let's see. Does it tell me here what sleep is? Somewhere it used to tell. Maybe it's up here? No, that's the beaver view. Is it not there? It's around here somewhere. I tried to find it in the new UI, and I wasn't all... Oh, there, of course. As soon as I start complaining about it. That's the same things we were looking at before. So it doesn't actually say necessarily what gives the sleep attribute. But I believe it's just that they slept. Okay, so we have one of the children grew up. Zelia has grown up. So now we have 8 adult workers. And we could assign them here to work here. Right now they're unemployed. You can see that here on the UI. So they're just going to kind of help with whatever tasks we might have for them. I need to fix that road again here. There we go. And I think we can also start working on some lumber. The way that I kind of like to do the lumber is I like to, even though I don't have yet a water wheel placed out here, I like to just go ahead and start as if there was a water wheel here. And then we're going to use a power wheel, I think, to start with, because it's a little bit cheaper, and we only need one anyway. And we'll put that in right here, and then we need to have a road to it. And then eventually we'll get water wheels, and we will take down the power wheel. Although the power wheels are actually useful for the during the droughts, because you can't really, well, you can later, much later, but you can't really control the flow of the water when the water's not flowing anymore. Let's see. I want to put this dam out here as far as I can kind of get it. A good place though, and that's not there. Landscaping. A good place for this might be. That's really far in. I don't know that I want it there. I think I want it further out. That's kind of a bummer because you're wasting kind of those 2 pieces there. So maybe right here for the dam. And then we'll just kind of work the road over to that point. And we need to keep an eye on this road so the trees don't regrow in its place. And then we'll put the road there. There we go. And so that's that. And then we need to also get research going as well. So science and a inventor. There we go. Actually, let's put that a higher priority so that they build that before they work on the dam. It's a little iffy. Now we have another adult. Piribog has grown up. There's some funny names. But everybody has a house, and we have had a birth. Hokajin was born. Let's go up to speed 4 for the night. I don't know what you're doing wandering around in the middle of the night, but okay. And we've hit the goal of 4 now because we sheltered everybody. And so from here, we need to just keep adding more houses when we want to add more people. And probably, I don't know how old the children are. We have one just born, obviously, but how old the other 2 children are. But at some point, we want to just add another house so we have another birth. And that's, or, well, 3 more births. But, yeah. So this should be done, well, it's 12 days, so it's actually a couple of days before those trees are done. But it should be fine, because they should actually still come out here. Oh, no, we do need to have the paths. All right, well, then, that one's got to go. It's only at 48. This one here's at 96. We'll take care of that one. 81. Well, each day, at 12 days, each day is like 8%. So 8.33%. So this might be too long. This is like 3 days. Let's take that one out. This one here is at 97, yeah. 76, 82. Those might also be too long. Take those out too. We might may or may not be able to get a log out of them anyway. I don't know how that works. There, there. And there. But at least we can try, right? There. Looks like they might be delivering. Yeah, they're delivering logs here now. So that helped. That helped greatly. You're chopping that one now. And we do have somebody working here in the inventor. And we have nobody unemployed, which is good. There. We have this one set to demolish. And this one should grow up tomorrow. All right, that'll work. And then I'm going to do the same thing by running a path this way as well. Wherever we actually can for right now. And then that'll lead over to the other areas where we want to go later. And they'll be able to build this dam 1 or 2, I guess, because of the angle here, the diagonal here. But they'll be able to build this kind of one segment at a time. But that's fine because we're also not chopping that much wood that fast. So it'll kind of work out. I do want to put a path in here. We'll use this little corner space here for something else. To go out just past the berries, I think. Like that, eventually. And then we're also just going to shortcut it to that one for right now. We won't use this one permanently. I probably will have it removed eventually. Maybe, I don't know. But we'll have it removed eventually, or we won't use it. We'll add our own in right here. So actually, I shouldn't have put a road right there, because that's going to have to be a staircase later, once we have research. So the way research works is they just keep accumulating these science points, and they appear here as a resource. We currently have 16, and it'll just keep accumulating. And then once you're ready, let's say if we wanted to buy the staircase, we would come here and spend 70 science points on the staircase, or 100 science points on a platform. And there's things to research throughout all the menus, so we're going to eventually go in there and get to all of those eventually. But for now, why aren't you prioritizing on that? Please prioritize that. Give me somebody. Give me somebody while I'm waiting. But one of the first things I think we probably want to research is the forester, which is 60 research, so we're going to have to get that done pretty quickly. But that needs also 7 planks to build, as well as 10 logs, which is why I started this up pretty quickly, because we're going to need the planks for this. We also should start doing some warehousing. And so I'm going to leave a little space here for more houses. 1, 2, and then we'll go across there like that. Yeah, that's perfect. I did that road at the right spot without even trying. Good job, Molly. And then we'll do warehouse, which is in storage. And that's here, a small warehouse. You can store various items in a warehouse. You can store a single item in a warehouse. Like if we wanted to have a warehouse just dedicated to berries, there's a warehouse dedicated to berries. That's probably not a bad idea, because then this one can store more than 20. But we also may want to store planks in a warehouse. So we may want to do another warehouse, which I'm not going to do yet, because they do cost 15 logs a piece. So I want to wait a little while until we can get the forester unlocked and get it going, because we have kind of a limited number of trees here, because we can only get at these and then get at these. And actually, we could probably get this one ready to get at it. We need to put in at least a little bit of a road here, and then we can put in a lumberjack flag. And I think we'll put that in, and then we can dismantle, or not dismantle, just disable, pause this one, and let this person here work by themselves on the trees as they pop here. There aren't very many left that are cuttable, so that'll be fine. And this person down here has a pretty wide range. You can see that by the blue box. So they can actually get these trees here, as well as ones down here in their kind of local area. We need to mark the trees up here, though, for cutting. And these are all dead. So these ones here are all dead. So once they're cut, they will not yield another a possibility of another tree. And they're in the dry, parched earth. So in order to grow anything up here, you have to actually irrigate it, which we will do at some point along the way. There's some berries sitting there in a box, probably because this storage is full and they haven't built this yet. Yeah, it's going to take them a while to build that, because we're also trying to build the dam over here. And the dams are an interesting thing. So you can see kind of how they work. They have I can't remember what it's called, a breaker or something that where the water, no, it's a spillway. The spillway where the water can spill up and over the top of that. But right now the water's just rushing around it because, well, the whole dam's not built yet. Eventually, though, yeah, the spillway will catch the water and back the water up to about 3/4 of that block height, I think, is where it spills. Maybe 80%, something like that, 75 or 80. We did a bunch of work on that in one of my previous series on figuring out exactly how those worked and things like that. So if you're interested in, definitely watch those. We had a couple of kids grow up. Let's build another house too, because yeah, do this one here, and I want to put that as a higher priority, so they work on that before, definitely before the warehouse, but also probably before the dam. Because as we get more adults, we can get more people working, and then as we get more adults, we need to replace them with kids so we can get more adults later. Yeah. go to speed 4 again. I haven't done that every night, but that's okay. And we just need a lot of logs. So this is going to be very important up here, is trimming these. We could potentially even put another lumberjack flag up here, just to kind of speed that along a little. And trees, I mean, these are beavers, so it makes sense, but trees are a very, very important resource. And so you don't want to build a lot of stuff until you're ready, because you will have problems if you build too much and then you run out of trees. I mean, we're trying to get across here too, because there's some birches here. There's also chestnut trees here. And chestnut trees yield two things. They yield logs. 24 days yields 4 logs. But also every 8 days they yield 3 chestnuts. And chestnuts are a food item. One of the new food items. There are many new food items which we will explore in a little while. Maybe we should also look at setting up a farm, especially because we added another house. Let's look at a farmhouse now. Next, we can put that out here, kind of. It doesn't really matter because one farmhouse can't possibly farm enough fields for the amount of land that they can cover. So it kind of gives them a little bit of area to kind of spread their wings around a little bit. Let's see here. You are finishing this one up, which means we'll be able to start on this one. They may or may not have started delivering logs elsewhere here. Yeah, they're working on the storage here too. And you'll see the little alerts over their heads. The one there was looking for food. They found food here in the berries, which is good. But we're going to definitely need that warehouse done. So hopefully they will work on that post-haste. Because we're going to need to be able to store up some of these berries that we pick. And we'll put another gatherer flag up there once we do that part. We're at 57 research, and we have no food left. So they're definitely going to need to gather more food. We have 57 science points. I think we needed 60 for that forester. Yeah, 60. So we're gonna want to jump into that as soon as we can, because that's how you replant trees. I think I want to move this one, so let's delete it. I think I want to flip it to the other side because I have an idea / plan. And these are free anyway, so deleting them versus disabling them doesn't really mean a whole lot. Let's go ahead and get this done. Get those last 5 logs delivered there as soon as y'all can. They should be getting these logs when they don't have anything else to do. And also the unemployed person should be coming to get the logs, so I believe at least. So that'll take care of those. Yeah, here's somebody carrying a log, and it's not the person who's chopping the trees. There we go. Storage for berries. So now they'll come and get the berries out of this as well, and they'll store them there, and then the berry picker can have room for 20 in the place here. They can not only gather berries, but also chestnuts from the chestnut tree and dandelions. I do not know what dandelions do yet. These are dandelions, though, here. They just give you dandelions, but I don't know what they actually do. Hopefully we'll learn that at some point. We still have just one unemployed. We did have one birth. Gilta. We should hopefully have 2 more soon. These houses, there's going to have 2 more spaces there. Okay, well, I don't know what happened to my voice there. Yeah, they're going to deliver logs here, too, because getting to this spot here is actually kind of tough to do. And they're all hungry. Well, oh, we don't have anything to eat. Well, crap. There's berries to pick. Pick the berries. That's why I want to get this farm done. Maybe we should do that. We don't have drought incoming just yet, so maybe we'll focus on farming for a little while. It feels to me and this could be totally, you know, unfounded, but it feels to me like they are using more wood, or there's less wood coming from the trees or something than when we played it last year ago. And that's not surprising in a way, because they're always going to be tweaking something, but it just feels to me like there's a change that's happened with something to do with the wood supply, and it's now harder to get things started up here, but it could just be my perception. If you notice now, the water is actually actually starting to kind of breach the spillways, and it's definitely having a hard time keeping enough flow through that one spot of open there next to the dam. Nothing to do in range for the farmer. Yeah, well, we're going to do that. I was waiting for a farmer to actually start work. Thank you. Let's go. So you can see also the water level's risen a little bit in the river. From that point backward, it was at about 50% or so, as you can kind of see here with this, and I can't hold it like that, so you have to kind of look. But it was at about 50%, as you can see there, maybe a little bit higher, and now it's getting close to that kind of 80% line where the spillway works. So let's do, let's put down some fields. That's done here. Plant trees and bushes. And no, sorry, plant crops. We're going to plant carrots. I want to just do a decent sized field here, 4x8. Sounds good to me. And that farmer will come out and start planting those carrots. Now, I think there's some contention on the internet about which way you should prioritize the tasks. At least there was, again, like a year ago when I was playing last. I like to prioritize planting. And while it doesn't do anything right now, what it does later is at the first harvest, they will go and they will harvest, say, this first carrot here. And we'll see this in action over the next couple of harvests. They'll harvest this first carrot here, and then they'll deliver it, and then they'll come back and they'll plant a new carrot. And then they'll go and they'll harvest these 2 carrots, because they're the next ones furthest out, for example. And then they'll come back and deliver those, and then they'll go out and plant again. And so on and so on. Over time, what you end up seeing is, if you have planting as your prioritized action, what you end up seeing is kind of the carrots coming to ripeness slowly over time, and then they can kind of harvest along with the ripening. Whereas if you choose to do harvesting first, then they will harvest the entire field and try to store up the entire field in the farm, or start delivering it to a warehouse, for example, and then they'll replant the whole field, which means the next time the harvest comes, you'll have a whole field to harvest again. And so it kind of, by prioritizing planting first, you end up having a little bit, over time, a little bit more steady supply of carrots, or of anything really, than if you do the harvesting prioritization. So that's just my personal take on farming, but I feel like it's better in the long run to have that more steady supply of carrots and potatoes and all the other things here that are crops, which there are some new ones here, by the way. We can plant sunflowers. We knew we could plant wheat before. We can plant cattails and spatterdock, but those require a new building called an aquatic farmhouse, which is here. And I don't exactly know how those work. If it says they have to be partially submerged, but I don't know if they can be planted like down in here, or if they just have to be like on a very thin layer of water. If it can be deep, or if it has to be thin. So hopefully we can learn that as time goes on as well. So trees are getting sparse here. Do we unlock that forester? We should have. We didn't, but we can. Forester, yes. And then I want to put one down right here. And we'll hopefully get that done. The dam is done. So we can we now are safe against the first drought, and we can now focus our efforts on building this. It's going to need 7 planks, though. Yeah, let's build that other small warehouse as well, and we can default it to none and do planks. There we go. And this is actually a new thing since I think the last time I played. You weren't able to set this until after the building was built, and they actually toggled it based on community feedback to have it be available like that. We definitely need to have another worker here, so I'm going to knock the farm down to just one worker, and because we don't really need 2 farmers to maintain, was it 32 fields here? That's fine. We have no food. No food at all. Can we put another berry gatherer up here? Yeah, that'll work. And then I'm going to pull this one out of here. And hopefully they will go work here. Let's do a high priority on that. And that can actually collect all the berries even from here, which is kind of good. So they'll go right there. And everybody's going to have some complaining to do. You have nothing to do in range. Oh, good. We can plant some trees. So blueberry bushes, we can plant those. Dandelions, we can plant those. But again, I still don't know what they're used for. Birch trees, pine trees, maple trees, and chestnut trees. So birch trees, after 9 days, give you 1 log. Pine trees, after 12 days, give you 2 logs. And every 7 days thereafter, you can harvest, I'm assuming pine cones or pine needles, probably pine cones. You can harvest pine cones for some unknown reason. Maple trees, I believe you can harvest maple syrup here. After 30 days, you get 8 logs. And then finally, chestnut trees, after 24 days, you get 4 logs. So you kind of want to think about, okay, this is 1 log every 9 days. This is 1 log every 6 days. This is 1 log every just less than 4 days. And this is 1 log every 6 days. So pines and chestnuts have effectively the same production rate of wood. They always have other benefits there. Maple trees will give you the longest, give you the best bang for your buck, but you have the longest to wait. So what I'd like to do is do this. Do like 2 rows of birch. All the way across like that. Because birch are fast growing. And we can unpause now, because that has work to do now. Birch are fast growing, so they'll give us some faster growing, or some earlier accessible logs. Then I'd like to do a decent amount of pine trees, maybe 4 rows of pine trees for now. And then we'll also add in some maples as well, and I probably will put in some chestnuts as well here. Just for the stocking, but I think we'll do 4 maples, and I'll even come all the way out here. And you can see there's still the pine trees here in the in here that need to be cut. Once those are cut, we'll put down something in their place in that spot. All right, how long does it take the carrots to grow again? 4 days, and it gives us 3 carrots. And 1 carrot satisfies 1 hunger, basically, I believe. We can look at this, and there's a big time hunger issue here. So hopefully we can get these berries harvested. We can, and they'll all come up here and eat the berries as soon as they can, as soon as they can get at them. Building lacks power. Yeah, we need a worker in here. That's why it's lacking power. Let's see, we have, I think it was maple. Yeah, it was maple here. Those are still waiting. And so the forester is just going to go through and plant. And you can tell it to prioritize one type of tree over the other. The way that I laid it out, they're going to basically do mostly birches and then pines, and then they'll eventually get to the maples. And that's kind of how I want them to do it as well, so that's fine too. We did solve some of the hunger issues, but not all of them. I probably should have gotten at this a little bit earlier. These will be done. They're just over 2 days done right now, so about a day and a half left on those. I should have gotten the berries going sooner, I think, too. But that's okay. It'll be fine, I think. We probably should build another house. This one. I'm being a total nerd, by the way, with the houses. Putting the doors like that together. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's just decorative. So we do have a bunch of planks. We do have a lot of logs. This holds 180 logs, so that's fine. We have 14 people. I don't think we'll get any more until we've solved the hunger issues, any more births, but we might as well have that other house going so that we're ready to go when the time comes. So we could really, really, really use some more people. Why don't we do... We don't have any free workers, but why don't we do another temporary berry picker here and steal a worker from somewhere else? Somewhere else. Until we get those 2 children to become adults. I think we could steal from the lumber mill. Because we have plenty of planks for now. We don't really need to do any building until we get some more people here. So we'll do that, I think. And as soon as these children grow up, then we can actually move on with that. But there. I could also steal them from here, because remember, there's 2 people working in here. And what these people do is kind of the everything jobs. They kind of do generic work, like hauling and building. I think they prioritize building, but hauling and building and things like that is what they primarily do. Okay, maple tree here and there. There we go. Did we get enough food to survive the night? I don't think so. We're still in the negative on the food satisfaction here. Yeah. We are not picking enough food. At least we have 2 people harvesting the berries again, so as soon as the carrots come in, it'll be much better. Much, much better. Which will be in the next day, I think. $12 days for 3 berries. Yeah, berries are not good. Compared to 4 days for 3 carrots. We want to get rid of the berries and put carrots in. We could even plant a few more carrots, for that matter. Plant crops here, there, and maybe through here. And we can actually have them work on possibly deleting some of these berry bushes. But I think, oh wait, and we get the alert now. You can hear the clicking. 3 days until the first drought. So we long since, protected ourselves against that. So what that dam's going to do is it's going to keep the water from... So what'll happen at the drought, and we'll see this actually in the next episode because I see the time, is the water source, which is way over here on the far end of the map, will stop producing water. And the water will run kind of downhill and kind of stop flowing. And so all of this will dry up. This whole run will dry up. And then we'll end up with water that's caught basically between this dam and where this drop-off is right here, which is why I'm going to put a dam in somewhere up in this area eventually. And then that water will actually stay and not run off. Whereas the water that's here, that's flowing over the spillways, will flow into this lake. That'll stay there, I think. But it'll flow off the edge of the map here at the end of the river. So you kind of want to keep an eye on that and have your no, trees is what I wanted, and have everything ready to go for that, so that you don't so you don't suffer during your first drought, because you will suffer during your first drought if you don't have that ready to go. A little bit more maple here. You can also work on this little road here a little bit. And then I'll turn this way, and I'll just kind of zigzag this way like that, and that'll eventually go that way. But I think what we're going to do is leave this episode here. We'll pick back up. The carrots are coming in, so we'll have some food finally. We'll pick back up with this town and their food woes, hopefully being solved, and we'll get back to it in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all then. Bye for now.